Hello riders, welcome back to Airhead Bar. In our last episode we concluded with all bench work and now we are very excited to start assembly this bike and put all restored components back on a bike. So in this episode we will start with mounting the engine and gearbox on a bike frame. So please stay tuned. I really hope you will like this episode. So now we can proceed with installing the remaining parts of the gearbox. First I'm going to put clutch push rod, and I'll put a new felt here. And then whenever you have a gearbox out, it's much easier actually to drive that felt from this side than from the other side, because sometimes it can be really challenging to push the felt with a push rod through the input shaft. Okay. I also have some new hardware here that will go with the transmission, and we will start installing that one and put the transmission on the newly installed engine in a frame. Okay, so first new felt comes like this, and now we are going to lube it a bit. We will put a bit of oil so it slides more easily through the shaft. Just soak it in oil. And now it goes this way. You need to hold it compressed so it actually goes inside. Next thing we want to do is grease the splines of the input shaft never put grease on a splines of the clutch, because when you put a grease on a splines of a clutch, input shaft splines push it out, and then as it rotates it gets on a clutch and you are risking to have a clutch slipping. Okay, first we are going to clean splines if there is anything. Right, and then grease that you want to use here, it needs to be special purpose grease, so it doesn't just fly away from the splines once when things start spinning. I like using this one made by Zax that produces also clutch, and it's for that particular purpose. I had really good luck with it. There are others available on the market, so you feel free to try whatever works for you, but usual bearing grease is not going to work. Okay, you don't need a lot of this grease. As I said, you don't want to risk it, that it contaminates your clutch, and then you will have a problem. That's it. And now final thing that you want to do is put gearbox in any gear. So if you need to move splines just a tiny bit so they align better with the clutch, you can actually use the output shaft. Okay, there it is. That's in a gear. Nice. Alright, now at this point we can focus on hardware here for like a clutch actuation rod and clutch actuation arm and the other parts. Most of the things that I have here are new hardware that I want to use, and some of the stuff I would just like to pack with grease. Alright, first thing you want to use, grease in the actuation arm. So this needs to be packed with grease. Okay. That's it. Right, next thing, we want to put grease on this surface where it meets with the bearing. Okay, good enough. Now we want to do same thing here. Okay, and now we want to pack bearing with grease. Okay, that's enough. Okay. Now we have this clutch seal that we want to put here in this guy, and I'm just going to oil it a bit. Okay. This is just a rubber seal, so it should just slip over. One last part. I have a new boot here that I'm going to place on an actuation arm. Okay. There it is. And now everything is ready to go back on a bike.